Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and I'm very excited to welcome Bespoke Tailor from Sartoria, Gallo, New York City. Eric Jensen back into the office.
What's up,
Eric,
how are you?
Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
I see
that was
you.
a good web to web.
Yeah, you like that? Good handshake. Always a pleasure. We're here for, I guess, what's the final fitting of the beautiful tweed, the Italian tweed suit. So we've got some juxtaposition going here.
I liked your last video. What am I, crazy?
Yeah, some irony here. So we're seeing what the Italians can do with some tweed.
Yeah.
And I see you've gone full Italian on us. I think we just need to get this out of the way.
We might as well.
Watching.
Yeah, we'll get all the YouTube comments down
So you've got a beautiful, I mean, what would you call this?
So this is like an Irish linen.
It's almost like an Irish green.
Yeah, well, it's a sage green.
Sage green, there we go. We talk about colors a lot on this channel. We never really get it right.
Well,
this suit's
I'm sure everyone's going to tell you,
blue, green, gray. It's like, what color is this?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, I think we get a different idea every time.
Every time.
Because it looks green to me today.
Today it's, well, now that I'm right next to you, it looks green. So talk to us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so full
you've got
Irish
some
linen.
interesting shoulders here.
So the cool thing about these is they're extended quite far off my shoulders, and what's kind of cool is that there's no shoulder pad in them, and they still sit up, and that was kind of a thing that I just wanted to see if I could do it.
Okay.
So it's one of those, I made the suit all by myself, and because of that, I wanted to just test my skills.
Yeah, but Gallo, you sent it to Italy, to Rome.
No, this one was made all by me.
Oh, really?
100%.
Okay, so how is this new then?
Yeah.
Where are you finding time to do all the making
Sundays.
these days? Sundays. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't sleep.
While watching Kirby Allison on
watching
YouTube.
and when you use the shoe shine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But so made the whole thing. But basically, it's the work up in the shoulders and the way in which you cut the wedge in the shoulder and what you put in there that allows it to sit up without having any shoulder pads in there.
Yeah.
So it was a test to see if I could do it. I did it, and during the fitting, I was kind of back and forth on if I wanted to keep the shoulders extended. And, just kind of went, well, why not?
After a few Negronis, you
said,
why not?
I mean, it was probably like 4 or 5, and we just kind of stuck with it.
Sure, yeah, don't.
So now I'm rocking it. I'm living it.
There we go. So it's a 3-roll 2.
3-roll 2, patch pocket. Patch pocket has a little bit of a forward slant to it.
Yeah.
This was an inspiration from one of Gallo's patterns, and Chris Despis also used to do something like this on his patch pockets. So it kind of combined the two.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pocket. I mean, the patch pocket is one of those small little style details that you think, patch pocket. Yeah. But it really, I mean, and how that patch is cut, it gives so much, just opportunity to play with kind of the style. And so, I like this. It's got nice shape to it.
Yep.
And it's a relatively, it looks kind of placed relatively low too, right? Here at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, it's a deeper pocket, which I think worked with the aesthetics of the entire coat as a whole. And then I did a Hollywood trouser. So it's got a waist, got a buckle, and two pleats. And our signature pocket style, which is that single vent.
Yeah, nice full pleats. No turn-ups?
No turn-up.
Interesting. Did you unline this?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, unlined, beautiful. You can see all the beautiful, handwork on the pockets. The pockets totally stitched on by hand?
Yeah.
You did, you went to town here, the double pick stitching.
Yeah, have to on a linen. Have to do a double pick stitch on a linen.
Okay.
It's so... Irish linen to me is so Napolitan that you need to do that double pick stitch on it.
Well, at least you went tone on tone with the stitching, and it's real nice matching of the
it's not
thread.
Wild and
I remember my first Italian suit, who made it will go unnamed, but it was one of these things where, we specified all the details and I went for the first fitting, and it was a beautiful kind of, just linen suit, like what would you call the standard linen color?
Oh yeah, like that basic natural
beige,
fiber,
natural linen, and you did like a dark brown double pick stitch, and I was like, whoa!
Like I could see that pick stitch from a mile away.
I was like, wasn't what I was expecting, and then he made it with belt loops, and I think single pleats.
With a belt loop.
Yeah,
no.
and I was like...
The only reason why I put belt loops on this is because I wanted to do a Hollywood.
Yeah.
And like the other thing I was thinking was like, maybe I can be like Fred Astaire with his Hollywood trousers and put a tie, around and tie the tie.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah. I can't pull it off.
Yeah, that's hard to pull off these days. It's it's a fine line between it's a style and sprezzatura and costume.
Yeah, and costume.
So and the Italians,
they can
really walk that line, that tightrope, if you will.
But you think with an Italian, you're like, oh, he kind of looks a little crazy, and then like he starts speaking, and you're like, oh, he's Italian, he's a little crazy. He can pull it off.
He can pull it off.
So
well, great. Well, congratulations, beautiful suit, and
appreciate it.
This is your latest edition.
Yeah, this was for me, and I made it with a little help from the apprentices.
Yeah. Okay. The buttonholes.
No, I actually did these.
You did the buttonholes yourself?
Yeah, they did some of the handwork on it, and they patch stitched the lapel or the chests and the lapels for me.
How many apprentices do you now have in New York?
Well, we have 2. But yeah, one left.
Yeah, it's hard work. This is the problem.
The issue is no one really realizes like, oh, I got to invest the next 10 years of my life doing this, and then you're like, you've got to invest.
Yeah, you have to do it, and you did.
Yeah.
15. 15. Yeah. Well, so, and then here we are.
And then here we are. Oh yeah. So talk about the fantastic tweed suit.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this. It's a beautiful cloth.
I think it's incredible. In fact, I've had a few people ask me where they can get it, and I've told them I don't think you can.
I don't think you can. Yeah. This was one of the London
Lounge from.
They won't even allow me in the London Lounge because I'm technically trade.
Serious?
Yeah. So, so this was a piece of cloth I inherited.
From Edmund.
Edmund, late good friend of ours.
Fantastic man.
And I'm going to wear this, with pride. And so we visited Lovat.
Yes.
Beautiful mill. Probably, I think, as Scottish tweeds are concerned, probably doing the best work out there.
Yeah. When anybody comes in and asks for a tweed, I pull those books. Every time. Yeah. And then the cool thing about them is they have like a 13 ounce, a 16 ounce, and even a 21 ounce.
Yeah. And then, the trousers, of course.
So this was my suggestion. So you can hang me if you want to. But I've always wanted this pair of trousers. I made these for a couple clients, and I've always coveted them. Yeah, okay. So I figured I'd let you wear them, and then I can maybe see that you wear them.
And look at you can see the pressing into this.
Yeah, so I really shaped it for you, and made sure that I shrunk behind the leg and stretched for your calf. Yeah. And then we did the double pleat on it as well, which I think is one of the first for you. You may have done it one other time, but
with you?
Not with me, no, but you might have done it with someone else. This is a single.
Single?
Yeah. Well, everything else we've made for you has been singles.
Yeah. Great. Well, I guess, let's
throw them on.
Jump
right in.
Jump right in, throw these babies on and see what they look like.
Fantastic, Kirby.
All right, well, so here we are.
Yeah, so this is a fantastic cavalry twill. Little heavier weight than probably most people are used to. It's actually about a 20 ounce.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's bulletproof.
It's bulletproof. But the cool thing about it is it drapes incredibly well. The iron can shape it really well. So we can show later the shape that we gave you to your under your leg and into your calf. So this is all just beautifully shaped, and it hangs incredibly well. And then the balance of the trousers is just right on. You don't have any pooling behind your leg when you stand or anything like that.
And so you mentioned double pleats, but I guess we did single, or is there
No, there's your second pleats right there. Okay. It's basted down for now so that we make sure that we have the correct amount of fullness for your hip, so that it won't open up when we do open up the hips, or when we do open up the pleat. So this is... I mean, we've made you trousers before, so we've got your pattern pretty well dialed in. But this is...
And the trousers, I mean, unlike the jacket, I mean, maybe there's a little bit of tweaking cloth to cloth, but otherwise, like the trouser pattern is
pretty
straightforward.
Yeah, straightforward. And then the only thing I would change on yours is we talked about it a little bit when you first put them on, but just give you a little bit more length.
Yeah.
Just so that those sit, cleaner. I'd probably give you like a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch more.
Yeah. Okay. And then cuff, no cuff. What do you think?
I mean, with this type of cloth, I think I'd put a cuff on it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fantastic. Yeah. 5 centimeter, 2-inch cuff would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Can we do the...
yeah. Throw on the jacket.
Part? I'll let you do the honors. I mean...
This is my job.
So this is what, kind of a bar fitting? What would the Italians call this? Final fitting?
Final fitting, yeah. Or I guess the English would call it
bar, finish bar.
Is that what it is?
Finish bar finishing. I think I could be getting that wrong. You guys let me know in the comments. I mean, this is amazing. So great cloth. I mean, beautiful hand.
Yes.
And, again, it works great with the trousers.
Really, I think it looks fantastic with the trousers, to me. I think it just has a really great kind of elegant look to it, but still has a little bit more of a country kind of idea. Yeah. Comfortable?
Yeah, sleeves are great. I mean, I would maybe lengthen this one 1/8.
If you put it down, I would go the opposite. I'd shorten this one.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you're different than I am. Never mind.
What do you mean? In terms of
what you like showing. So to me, that is to me perfect.
Yeah, no, this is pretty good actually.
Yeah, so I would shorten this one.
Yeah.
1/8.
Yeah. Probably right there.
Because when your arms are down, this one shows almost a perfect Kirby amount of cuff.
Yeah.
And this one shows
no cuff. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I would shorten that.
The shoulders are done, right? So
yes. So you'll have that
up here.
Yeah, you'll have that roll up there.
And what about the collar? I mean,
yeah, that's the only thing I've been looking at and trying to see when you move. The thing with you, Kirby, is
stoop forward a little bit.
Well, you have the habit of when you're standing talking normal, you talk normal, but when you kind of get into things, you lean forward and stuff. So I always want to make sure that I get that right. We're pretty close, but I might take it back and just have him raise that collar just a smidge, just to keep it up there.
Yeah.
When you stop moving, when it settles nice, but when you move around a lot, it tends to just slowly creep maybe like a half a centimeter back.
Yeah.
And so I'm just noticing that now.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole time that I'm watching you move, I'm watching
the jacket, the
that's the only thing I'm watching.
Yeah. And the pockets, I mean, we did the patch pockets.
Yeah, so you did patch down there, and then you did the barchetta up at the top.
Yeah, which is great. So the barchetta is just, again, is a little bit of a
so
crescent
it's just
shape.
a little bit of that crescent shape there.
I mean, and the pattern matching is so well done, and I guess the fabric has so much texture that you almost can't even see, the patch pockets.
The patch pocket at all. Yeah.
I mean, this is a patch, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there it is.
There it is.
You can hardly see it in the fabric. Wow.
Yeah, and that is attributed to our dart. So because our dart here goes all the way down to the hem, and this dart here stops at the pocket, you have no pattern change that's different from here to down there.
Okay.
Whereas if that dart continued all the way down, you'd have a pattern change. So the patch would have to match up here, or it'd have to match down there. One of the two.
Yeah. And, I'll let you do your work.
And the cool thing, just to show everybody, is the beautiful way that it follows the small of your back.
Yeah.
Which is just fantastic. And it gives you still a little bit of room back here for you to be able to move and live in it.
Yeah.
It's
good. Great. I mean, again, I've got a really hollow back and prominent shoulder blade, so it makes the back particularly difficult on a lot of my garments.
Exactly. So we did that with a good shape of the back waist as well, and then as well as giving you the room that you need back there, up there.
Okay. Talk a little bit about the shoulders. I mean, shoulder padding. I mean, you've got nothing in yours.
You have nothing in yours also.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the tweed, I didn't want to bulk it up too much, and so I wanted the tweed to kind of do its thing. And so to me, I think this, this is exactly how I'd want it. Yeah. Just a nice kind of clean, soft drape in the chest as well, so you have a little bit of fullness in through here, and then that would be.
Yeah. What do you think about this? I mean, this is okay.
So I like fullness, but I haven't seen you from that angle. Yeah, that might be a little more than I'd want. So we'd probably want to take care of this left side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
right side.
Like it's almost kind of folding over.
Yeah. This side is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always want a little bit of extra fullness here, especially if you're going to put a pocket square in, because if it fits perfectly and you put a pocket square in and it's buttoned, then it
pulls away.
It pulls away.
Yeah. No, you always want to have a little bit more fullness in here. But here, this is a little too much, and I think that's because your arm is collapsing. Yeah. So if you pull that out, and then if you release it, then it collapses. So this is your low side is lower than we cut your armhole for, so we'll drop that as well.
Yeah.
And then I just want to also ensure that you feel comfortable in the waist, unless you want it released.
More room is always better. Turn the corner on 40.
Yeah, I know. You and me both. That's why I went with the fuller everything. Yeah. So does that feel okay, or does that feel a little tight?
That feels fine.
Okay. Yeah. You got plenty of room.
Yeah. The trousers, I mean, we're going to put braces in those. So I probably would.
You'd want to release a little bit
on those.
Yes.
And what else? I mean, talk a little bit about, again, I've got a real drop right shoulder. And I know that, in the dorme cloth, right, there was a little bit of a chatter kind of in the comments about kind of the symmetry of the lapel notches. So talk a little bit about through that, and just, again, as a bespoke, it's not cutting it exact to the body.
No, what you want to do is you want to have them equal. So one of the problems with the dormier cloth was when we shipped it to you, one of the lapels got pressed flat in transition.
In transit, yeah.
And so that made this lapel look like it was rolling to there, and that drew everything out of balance, for balance when your eyeball was looking at it. But what I normally do is I put my fingers on your chest and where that's going to go, and then for me, when I do that, then I can see that these hit at the same points on your chest. Okay. And that's the only thing that matters to me. If we cut them in relationship to your shoulders, then when you look at it with the eye, this one's actually would be down there. And then you'd go, whoa, that's way off. So if we keep those where we want them to be in the level plane, that's what you want. You don't want them to be whatever they are in relationship to that.
And there's two ways to do that. I mean, one would be by adding a shoulder pad.
Yes.
Right,
so you could build one side up. But to me, that's cheating, in my opinion. And other tailors could disagree with me. But to me, if I'm cutting the same suit for everybody and all I'm doing is padding whatever shoulder needs to be padded in order to keep those level, then I'm cutting the same suit for everybody. It just depends on how much wadding I'm putting in your suit. But to me, if you can cut a suit with no pads whatsoever and you have to fit it to the oddities or the differences of each client, the work is harder. And therefore, if you win, you win.
And so in order to do that, then this is cut asymmetric from this side, so it's not the same.
It has to be. So this point has to drop down further than this point has to drop down. And therefore, we have to drop your armhole down as well. And so in doing so, that was where this one, your armhole needs to come down just a smidge, and that'll help clear that out.
So we're going to bring this down.
Yep, exactly, just like that.
Effectively,
we'll clean that
pulls
out.
that out. Yeah. Interesting. Well, what else? Anything else you think of?
No, I mean, nothing else. Everything else, the body, the shape, the drape, the way the sleeves hang look fantastic. Sleeve just drapes really, really beautifully here. I would say that there's two things that are bothering me, and it would be the neck right here and then your armhole on the outside. And so those are the two things I'd like to clean up before we deliver it to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great example of kind of the bespoke relationship that as you kind of iterate through more garments.
Yeah.
I mean, we almost don't have anything to talk about, kind of the fittings, just because you're so much farther along than you would be if this was the first garment you were making.
Yeah, exactly. And, we've learned so much about each other, and I've learned your idiosyncrasies and the things that you like and the things that you look at and the things that you look at in pleasing ways and the things you look at in displeasing ways. And so I'm always, when I'm cutting for Kirby, I'm always thinking of Kirby.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the same thing I do with all my clients is you always have to think about what they want, what's pleasing to them. When they stand in front of the mirror, what bias they hold and what biases they take with them to the mirror. Yeah.
And you've got at this point a paper pattern.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Every client has a paper pattern for me.
But
it's
whenever
easier.
you first started, you were chalking directly into the cloth.
I mean, occasionally you would, because it's like there's a romance to it.
Yeah.
But you realize quickly that if that guy orders again, you're like, I wish I had a paper pattern.
Yeah.
So now I just make a paper pattern for everybody, because I'm not sure if you're going to order again or if you're not going to order again. And if you do, I'd rather be safe than sorry. It also trims down the time.
Yeah. Well, it allows for that pattern to become kind of a memory, an aggregation of all these fittings. So,
and there's
these things will be kind of progressively integrated into the future
and
patterns.
Adjusted and changed and everything. Into future patterns. And then your pattern gets to the point where it's like you can just order, and then we'll make it up basically and get to this phase, and then you just say, sleeves need to be a little shorter or whatever, and then fix that.
So if we were in Italy, right? Because you've got Rome. Hopefully we're going to go visit you in Rome here sometime this summer.
Yes, definitely.
You've got the Sartoria Gallo workshop there.
Yes.
How quick to finish would this garment be kind of at this stage?
At this stage, like a week out. Yeah, a week and a half out. Because all you need is your buttonholes, the two adjustments, which are minimal, and then
finish it out.
Yeah, and then finish it out. And then your buttons.
And then what about, you want to talk a little bit more about the trousers? You were kind of mentioning wanting to showcase
the drape.
The drape.
Yeah, I would love to show the drape.
And that with trousers, in so many ways, goes into how, interestingly, not just how it's, and for mentioning it, I have to say this is a really beautiful lining here.
Oh, I think that lining was fantastically done. Yeah.
I mean, this is like, anyway, we could go through the name again, but it's like a slate blue.
It's like a slate blue, but there's an iridescence to it, so it catches light really cool, and it really pulls out this blue.
Yeah.
And which I think is fantastic.
But without being loud, I mean, it still has a degree of subtlety to it.
Well, the fact that you even saw it and enjoyed it shows me that it had a perfect amount of subtlety.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I have to say, beautiful. I can't wait to wear this. It's gorgeous. Well, here are the trousers, right?
Yeah.
So again, and I love the cavalry twill. How as a it's a solid fabric, but it has that visual texture.
It gives it such a nice play with the eye, and then also, to me, it just adds that little bit of intrigue. And it's kind of like what you said about the lining, where it's not ostentatious, it's not vibrant, it's not in your face, but it's just subtle, and it's just these subtle things that just kind of make you think, oh, that's not from off the rack. Yeah. That's something special.
Yeah, we didn't get that from a store.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Look at just this line.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Straight down, straight, perfectly balanced. And then if you turn, so you can see when standing at normal, you have the seat, then the under the seat where it shrinks in, and then out for the calf. And so that's all done with the ironwork. And then you can also tell that the balance of the trousers are right, because you don't have a pool of cloth that's sitting right there or a pulling in the seat either. Yeah. So,
Great.
Yeah, those trousers
work
are
of a beautiful tailor. And And the pressing, is that done before the cloth is sewn together or after?
Yeah, so I usually take care of that. When I don't know the client's pattern, I won't shape it first in case I need to do any modifications to the thigh or the calf or anything like that in regards of widening. And I want straight lines when I have to do that. But once I know, like, okay, we did the fitting and the balance of the trousers are right, the leg opening and everything else is right, then I'll shape them and then I'll send them off to Rome.
Yeah, okay, great. It's shaped before it's sewn together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you always want to shape the cloth before you sew it together. And
because whenever I think of pressing, I think of something that ultimately that's temporary.
Yeah.
Because the press falls out over time.
In a way, to a degree, but wool, which is incredible about it, and linens and other fibers that we work with actually remember very, very well. So, and they remember shrinking more than they remember stretching.
Okay.
So when we do work at the cloth in, like we'll do stretching and shrinking at the blades and the center of the back and stuff like that as well to get the cloth to cup. And we'll do the same with the trousers. And because we do that in the first round, then the cloth will always remember that. Unless you take it to your dry cleaner and they just stretch and then they kill it.
That's why we send everything to Ray Fabric.
Which is much better.
Good old stew.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a much better idea. So if you are gonna, go, I really want my trousers repressed or something like that, bring them back to your tailor and say, can you guys just press these again?
Yeah.
There's no can't imagine a tailor going, no, we're not gonna repress these, because they'll want to keep the work that they put into it.
And this is one of the beauties of having you in New York, is you're actually accessible.
Yes, exactly. You can find me, you know where to find me.
It doesn't require international shipping and like dealing with customs.
Yes, exactly. And trying to figure out how to sway that.
But. So whenever we finish the trousers, we'll do one pocket on the right-hand side.
Yes.
No button.
No
ideally,
button.
And then no pocket on the left?
Yeah, I would do no pocket on the left. I mean, my adage is always if you don't use it, why is it there?
Yeah.
And so if I don't put back pockets on my trousers.
At all?
Yeah, usually I don't. Unless it's a trouser that I'm going to wear standalone, and then I'll put one on the back right.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I find that, I slip my cell phone into my back right pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I don't like to have the button there.
Yes, because you want to just have quick, easy access to that.
Putting this back on is so beautiful and comfortable. I could sleep in it.
That's like one of my favorite things to hear is when clients tell me how comfortable the suit is. Because I had one client tell me, he said, Eric, I put your suit on in the morning and I forgot about it until I took it off. And I was like, that's kind of like if I had an adage for my suits, that would be what it would be.
Yeah, but that's really the penultimate kind of compliment, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. Because you just want them I want them to live in it. I want them to be like, like we used to live back in the 40s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, many say that if your tailored clothing isn't the most comfortable thing you're wearing, it's because it wasn't made properly.
Exactly.
And it really should be.
It should be. Yeah, it should be. It should be the most comfortable thing you put on. And, like now that I travel more often, I travel in suits and I never feel like I wish I wasn't in a suit.
Yeah, I mean, I travel internationally in my suits.
Exactly.
I may switch into pajamas,
mid-flight.
But that's interesting. I mean, again, beautiful cloths, cut perfectly.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that I find also is that, if it's not cut well, right, where the sleeves are too short or there's something that's bothering me, I become so self-conscious during the day and I'm constantly like...
You're tugging on it.
And, with the suit that, again, is spot on, not only is it physically more comfortable, but psychologically you're more comfortable and at ease as well.
Yes, exactly. And that changes everything. Like if you're psychologically comfortable, then everything else is easier and better for you.
And the confidence is just no need.
Well,
you look awesome.
I mean,
which, I'm certainly going to have in this piece. Well, Eric, I look forward to having you finish this off.
Yeah, we're excited. And when we do, we'll send it to you, and then maybe you can press it before you tell people.
Yeah, that's right. Before I unbox it. Not, the literal unboxing is a little unfair to the tailors.
It does come with like a Surgeon General's warning or something like that.
And it's like, do not film before pressing.
Or at least have it flash. Just unboxed.
Just unboxed, Do not judge. Well, great. Well, I can't wait to see this finish, and I think, this calls for, I guess, a little bit of a celebration with a drink and some cigars. What do you think?
It totally does. And we're both old enough.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Good to see you, Kirby.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. Always a pleasure, and thank you for your absolutely incredible work.
Fantastic.
So there we have it. My second piece, I guess technically my third, but we'll call it my second because this is, the full Sartoria Gallo, kind of process here with this suit. And I have to say, I mean, the tweed, you wouldn't necessarily think about going to an Italian tailor to have a tweed suit made, but I think this really shows just the expertise and the talent of a truly exceptional bespoke tailor is just how well Eric nailed this. And again, I like the fact that it's got a few of those those echoes, if you will, of Italian tailoring, the cut and shape to the patch pockets, the darts, just the way that you get this beautiful roll of the lapel, the shoulders, and everything else. You could say it's a little bit of Italian tailoring and camouflage, camouflaged in tweed, but certainly it has that signature of Sartoria Gallo that, of course, I've really come to love. The trousers are spot on perfect. I can't wait to get these things finished and be able to wear this once the weather turns cold again. Absolute pleasure, and again, Eric, such a great friend of mine. I've enjoyed getting to know him well over our relationship of having him make pieces for me. And as I speak to so often on this channel, I think the true hallmark of that bespoke process is the relationship of being able to really savor that and enjoy it throughout the bespoke process itself. So here we go. I think this is a true testament to bespoke work at its best, to quality, craftsmanship, and tradition, and everything that, of course, we advocate for here on this channel. If this is the first time you're watching, make sure you visit KirbyAllison.com. It's the best way to support the content that we're filming here on this channel. There you'll find the largest collection of luxury garment care and luxury shoe care accessories in the world, as well as other great clothing accessories for the well-dressed, like sovereign-grade neckties, pocket squares, braces, socks, cigar and smoking accoutrement, and really so much more. We've got an incredible catalog, so I invite you to visit KirbyAllison.com and spend a little bit of time exploring the beautiful accessories that we have there online. Of course, I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for watching today, and I look forward to hearing about what you think in the comments below.